Meaning Japanese language. The Japanese language is the native tongue of its inhabitants. The bulk of the roughly 128 million people who can speak Japanese do so because they were born and raised in Japan. Among the Japonic, or Japanese Ryukyuan, family of languages, Japanese is a representative. Attempts to place the Japonic languages within a wider linguistic family, such as the Ainu, Austroasiatic, Koreanic, or the discredited Altaic, have all met with failure. Nothing at all is known about the time period in which the language initially appeared in Japan or its roots. A few Japanese words were recorded in Chinese texts as early as the 3rd century AD, but it wasn't until the 7th century that substantial Old Japanese literature emerged. There was a substantial influx of Sino-Japanese vocabulary into early Middle Japanese beginning in the Heian period, 794-1185. The introduction of European loanwords and other innovations brought late Middle Japanese, 1185 to 1600, much closer to its modern form. The mainstream dialect in Japan changed from the southern Kansai region to the northern Edo region during the Edo period, modern-day Tokyo, early 17th century, mid-19th century. Many words having their roots in English have made their way into Japanese since the country's self-imposed isolation ended in 1853. In addition to being agglutinative and moritimed, Japanese also has a pure vowel system, phonemic vowel and consonant length, and lexically significant pitch accent. Topic: comment. Sentence structure is common, as is subject, object, verb word order, with particles signifying grammatical function. The use of a concluding particle in a sentence may convey meaning, convey emotion, or pose a question. Nouns of various genders or tenses are treated identically, and there are no articles. The person of the speaker is not taken into account when conjugating verbs, just the tense and voice. In Japanese, there is a conjugation procedure for adjectives as well. Japanese has a complex honorific system, with different verb forms and vocabulary depending on who is speaking, who is being spoken to, and who is being addressed to. Japanese is written using a blend of kanji, Chinese characters, and hiragana, literally basic characters, and katakana, more complex Chinese characters simplified by the Japanese, literally partial characters. The occasional use of the Latin alphabet is not uncommon in Japanese, often for foreign acronyms. Arabic numerals are utilized most of the time, however traditional Chinese numerals are also employed on occasion. Prehistory. In the early to middle 4th century BC, it is thought that immigrants from the Korean peninsula transported Proto-Japonic to Japan, to supplant the languages of the indigenous Jmon people, including the ancestor of the contemporary Ainu language, the Yayoi era. As writing had not yet been introduced from China, we can only deduce what happened during this time by examining artifacts from the past or by comparing them to modern Ryukyuan and Japanese. The city of Beech served as a pivotal point for the introduction of the Chinese alphabet and Buddhism to Japan, in the first part of the 5th century. The first texts were written in classical Chinese, but it is thought that at least some of them were intended to be translated as Japanese using the Kanban approach, since they display effects of Japanese grammar such as Japanese word order. Chinese characters, used at different times to represent Chinese, Kanban, and Old Japanese, are used throughout the whole text of the 9th century Kojiki. The Old Japanese sections are written in Managana, which use characters for both phonetic and semantic properties, like other literature from the same period.